Welcome to Changers Podcast, changing destiny, impacting lives.
In a world full of noise, some voices still matter. Some stories still change lives. This is Changers Podcast, where purpose meets truth, where stories shape destiny, and where one idea can change a life. Because the world doesn't change by chance, it changes when people do.
It's Changers Podcast.
Welcome to Changers Podcast. Today's episode is not noise. It's not background sound. It's a reminder. Because somewhere in the rush of survival, comparison, and pressure, many people have quietly forgotten one thing. They matter. And maybe, just maybe, you've forgotten too. Let me start here. If you're listening to this right now, your life is not random. Out of billions of people who have lived and died, out of centuries of wars, migrations, failures, and miracles, you are here. Every generation before you survived something so you could exist. Someone endured hunger. Someone escaped danger. Someone kept going when giving up would have been easier. And that endurance didn't end in the past. It ended in you. That alone tells us something important. Your life carries weight, yet the world is loud. It tells us value is measured by followers, money, beauty, speed, success. It tells us if we are not seen, we are not significant. If we are not praised, we are replaceable. But the human story has never worked that way. The most powerful changes in history didn't begin on stages. They began in hearts. They began in quiet decisions. They began with ordinary people who chose courage when no one was applauding. You don't have to be famous to matter. You don't have to be perfect to be valuable. You don't have to have it all figured out to be meaningful. You just have to be alive and willing. But pain often makes people question their worth. Failure convinces them they've missed their moment. And comparison whispers, you're behind. But here's this clearly. Pain does not mean you are broken. Failure does not mean you are finished. Struggle does not mean you are insignificant. In fact, the deepest lives are usually shaped by pressure. The strongest hearts are often formed in unseen battles. The most compassionate people are usually the ones who have suffered and chosen not to harden. Your story, with all its scars, is still unfolding. Every word you speak, every kindness you show, every time you choose integrity over ease. You are shaping a future you may never fully see. A life can change another life in a single moment. A word can save someone you'll never meet again. A choice can echo longer than a lifetime. That's the quiet power of being human. And one day, far from now, your life will speak. Not through titles or trophies, but through impact. Through who you loved. Through how you treated people when you had power and when you didn't. Through whether you lived honestly in a world that's and often rewards pretending. So the question isn't, do I matter? You do. The real question is this: what will your life say? Will it say you showed up, that you tried again, that you chose meaning over fear? Because the human story is still being written, and your chapter matters more than you think. Thank you for being part of it. This is Changers Podcast.
It's Changers Podcast.
Remember, your life is a message. Your choices are chapters. And your story is still being written. This is Changers Podcast, changing minds, awakening purpose, and reminding the world you matter.